Happy morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about nursing management of a child with burns. Okay, what is burns? Why these burns are occur in children's means here because of some any cause, that is contact with the fire or chemicals or electrical or radiation, the child is suffering with this injury, that is tissue injuries because of these causes, that is fire, chemicals, electricity and then radiation. Okay, this is about burns. We will discuss what one by one. Okay, first introduction. Introduction of the burns. A burns is a type of injury to skin or other tissue caused by heat, cold, electricity, chemicals, friction or radiation. Burns are the fourth most common type of trauma worldwide following traffic accidents, falls, and interpersonal violence. An estimated 180,000 deaths every year are caused by the burns. The vast majority occurs in low and middle income countries. Burns are preventable whenever we are giving proper supervision for those children. We will easily prevent these burns. Burns occur mainly in the home and then workplaces. Okay, this is about introduction. First, we will check about the anatomy of the skin. Here you know about what is anatomy and anatomy of the skin. Here the skin is having layers, that is first one is epidermis, dermis and then subcutaneous is there. Hydrum and then subcutaneous layer. These are the four layers, that is mainly three layers is there: epidermis, dermis and then subcutaneous. You know about the parts of the skin. This is the hair and then this is the sweat glands. These are the nerves and here the hair bulb is there. Okay, this is the hair bulb and these are the veins, arteries and adipose tissue. Finally the subcutaneous fat, that is adipose tissue is there. Okay, this is about the anatomy of the skin. Next coming to, we will check about the physiology. What are the main functions of the skin? Physiology. First, here the total 7 steps is there. The functions of the skin. First one is regulates the body temperature and prevents loss of essential body fluids and penetrates of toxic substances. Okay, and third one is protection of the body from harmful effects of the sun and then radiation, and excretes toxic substances with sweat, mechanical support, sensory organ for touch, heat, cold, socio-sexual and emotional sensations. Okay, and finally seventh function of the skin is vitamin D synthesis form its precocious under the effect of sunlight and introversion of the steroids. Okay, these are the main functions of the skin is there. Okay, all of you clear? And coming to the sources of the burn injury or causes of the burn injury, why it is occur, what are the source? Here the first one is, it is directly from the burning fire. Okay, it is any children they doesn't know about that is burning fire, it is it may cause the burns, they doesn't know, but they keep their hands or they directly went to that particular direct fire. Okay, and second one is burns caused from the inflamed liquid or gases. Here the first one is fire, second one is liquid or gases, and third one is chemicals, and fourth one is due to the electricity. These burns may occur for those children. And next one is therapeutic burns, resulting form of a operation or laser treatment. For example, if they are using laser treatment, they are using the radiation here for the laser, that is an resources of the for the therapeutic purpose, so they are using the laser that also may burn the skin. Okay, and next one is sunburns finally. Okay, these are the sources of the burn injury. All of you clear? First one is fire, second one is liquids or gases, third one is chemicals, fourth one is electricity, fifth one is a laser treatment for a therapeutic purpose only, and finally sunburn is there. These are the sources of the burn injury. And coming to the types of the burn injuries, here the first one is friction of the burns. Here the chemical burns, thermal burns, radiation burns, coal burns, electrical burns. Okay, you know about what are the types of the burns. Okay, and next one is friction burns. How it is? Because of some pressure, some friction, the burns is there. Okay, look at this picture, first picture, that is then friction burns. And chemical burns, for example acids. Okay, and then radiation burns of directly the radiation, they are using that for the therapeutic purpose, radiation and lasers, that also one of the cause of the burns, radiation burns. And thermal burns and coal burns. Look at this second image, coal burns. Okay, because of cryo, because of keep on continuously keep their fingers or hands and in the coal surfaces, so they are getting the coal burns. And finally electrical burns is there. These are the types of the burns, sources of the burns and then types of burns, almost all are same. And coming to the classification of the burns, here the total classification of burn is divided into 3 degrees, or classification of or degrees of the burns. Okay, write down classification or degrees of the burn. Here the degrees of the burn is divided into 3. First one is first degree, second degree and third degree. When we call as a that burn is a first degree. If any child is burns, they are having any child is having burn at the superficial layer of the skin, that is called as first degree burn. Okay, what is second degree burns means? It is a partial thickness. Here the second, here the dermis also. In first degree only epidermis is burn. In second degree the epidermis and dermis both are burn, that is called as second degree burns. Here the partial thickness burns, another name is called as partial thickness burn. And third one is third degree burns, that is full thickness burns. Or here what happened in third degree, here the 3 layers of the skin is damaged. Okay, burn, that is first degree, second degree and finally third degree. First degree, what are the skin layers is damaged? Epidermis and dermis and subcutaneous. Here these are the burn in this third degree burns. Okay, another name is full thickness burns. Okay, total 3 classification is there. First degree burns is burns only superficial, that is epidermis burns is there. And second degree is it is a partial thickness burns. Here the epidermis and dermis both are damaged, burn. And third degree is here it is a full thickness burns. In this epidermis, dermis and then hydrams and or subcutaneous is damaged. Okay, this is about the classification of the burns or degrees of the burns. And mechanism of injury, how this injury is having. Here the thermal injury, it is having scalds and then flames. Here about 70% of burns in children are caused by the scalds. Okay, here the only 70%, up to 70% only they are underwent their this burns, that is thermal burns, it is a scalds is there. And they also often occur in elderly people. The common mechanism are spilling hot drinks or liquids or being exposed to hot bathing water. Scalds tend to cause the superficial to the superficial dermal burns. Okay, this superficial means it is an first degree burn. Scalds mostly 70% is occur in the children. This is only for the first degree burns. Okay, class under the classification it is first degree burns. And second one is under the thermal injuries, flames. Flame burns comprise 50% of adult burns. And they are often associated with the inhalation injuries and other committed trauma. And flame burns tend to be deep dermal or full thickness burns is there. Okay, and this is about the flames. Only 50% only we will see in the adults, not in the children's. Okay, and second one is electrical burns. Here the some 3 to 4% of burns, burn unit admitters are caused by the electronic injuries. Electronication injuries is an electronic current will travel through the body from one point to another point, creating energy and exit point. Here it is having entry and then exit points is there. So here the damage also is there. How much the children are affected for this electrical burns means only 3 to 4% of children only admitted for this electrical injuries, and the tissue between these 2 points can damaged by the current. Here that is entry and then exit 2 points is there in the electrical injuries, so be careful for children. But the rate of electrical burns is 3 to 4% itself. And third one is chemical injuries. The chemical injuries are usually as a result of industrial accidents, but may occur with household chemical products. These burns tend to be deep as corrosive agents continues to cause coagulative necrosis until completely removed. For examples, acids, chemicals. Okay, these may damage the tissue. Okay, coagulative and necrosis until the completely it is removed from the skin part. Okay, it is damaged for that skin part as a corrosive agent. Okay, alkalis tends to penetrate deeper and cause worse burns than the acids. Okay, here the acid burns and then alkaline burns too is there, but which is more effective means alkalates more damage the skin than the acids. Cements is common cause of alkaline burns. Okay, these are the chemical injuries. All of you clear? And coming to the pathophysiology, here the pathophysiology is divided into local response and then systemic response. Here the local response, how it is there means, here the local response first, here it is this is a here look at this image, this schematic representation of Jackson's burns method. Okay, here he explained about the local response of the skin. Okay, here the first one is zone of status. Okay, here it is surrounding zone of status is characterized by decreased tissue perfusion. Here the first decreased tissue perfusion is there because of surrounding tissue is having some damage. The tissue in this zone is potentially slavable. The main aim of burn reconstruction is to increase the tissue perfusion here and then prevent any damage becoming irreversible. Additional insult here, the such as prolonged hypotension, infections or edema can convert this zone into area of complete tissue loss. Okay, this is first one is zone of the status. Here what happened, the tissue is damaged in this particular local response. Okay, here the first intracellular fluid, extracellular fluid is there. Here the intracellular fluid, here extracellular fluid, here it is somehow it is having some damage. Okay, and then this is about the local response of zone of status. Okay, look at this here it is having zone of hyperemia and then zone of status. Here the zone of status, first the coagulation, zone of coagulation is there when the damage is there. After that immediately zone of status is there. Finally it is damaged with the zone of hyperemia. Okay, which area it is damaged means first one is epidermis, you know about the skin layers. Okay, this is about the Jackson's burn model. Okay, next here the zone of the hyperemia. Here in this outmost zone tissue perfusion is increased. The tissue here will irreversible recovery unless there is a severe sepsis. Here the first one is zone of stasis is there, second one is zone of hyperemia. Here it is severe infections, irreversible infections and then sepsis and prolonged hypoperfusion is there. Because of this some damage is occur for the skin layers. These three zones is burns are three dimensional and loss of tissue in the zone of status will lead to the wound deepening as well as widening. Okay, because of first whenever we are not treating that is zone of status, it may lead to the zone of hyperemia and it may cause to the some widening of the wound. Okay, and that is about the local response. And coming to the second one, under the pathophysiology, systemic response. The release of cytokines and other inflammatory mediators at the site of injury has systemic effect once the burn reaches the 30% of total body surface area. We will discuss one by one what are the systems, how it is affected. First one is cardiovascular changes. Here capillary permeability is increased. It leads to the loss of intravascular protein and fluid into the interstitial compartment. So here peripheral and then splanchnic vasoconstriction is occur. Myocardial contractility is decreased, possibly due to release of tremor necrosis factor alpha. These changes coupled with the fluid loss from burn wound, it resulting what happened, the systemic hypotension and to the organ hyperperfusion is there. These are the changes is there in the cardiac system. Okay, because of this damage, what happened, decreased cardiac output is there. Okay, that is about the cardiovascular system changes. And next one is respiratory changes, because of inflammatory mediators cause the bronchoconstriction and severe burns, adult respiratory distress and respiratory distress syndrome can occur in the children because of the severe inflammatory process. And metabolic changes, the basal metabolic rate increase up to 3 times its original rate. So what happened, this couple with splenic hypotension, hyperperfusion, necessities early and aggressive external feeding, and child is suffering with the some metabolic changes like decreased catabolism and maintain gut integrity. Okay, these are the points we will is there in the metabolic changes. Okay, next one is immunological changes. Here the non-specific down regulation of immune response occur, affecting both the cell mediate and humoral pathway. So here the immunological changes may occur in the children's. Okay, next one is those are the changes, systemic changes according to the systems wise. And next one is lab investigations, that is diagnostic evaluations are complete blood count, serum electrolytes. Here you should check because the intracellular fluid may escapes into the extracellular fluid. So child is having scals. Here the because of serum electrolyte is having imbalanced. So potassium level initially elevated due to the injured of the tissues. The RBC destruction, renal functions also is impaired. Next one is hypokalemia, when diuresis is started. Magnesium level may be decreased. Sodium levels initially decreased with body water loss. Hypernatremia occurs later as renal conservation occurs. Okay, these are the serum electrolytic changes is there in the children who are getting burns. Okay, next one is radiological examination, that is chest X-ray, inflammation injuries, inhalation injuries. We will some changes is there in the chest X-ray, lungs, and fibrotic bronchoscopy. Here in the inhalation injury findings, the edema and then hemorrhage in the lungs. So we should rule out for the those children with the bronchoscopy. And then lungs scanning and electrocardiogram. Whenever any cardiac changes is there, you should check for the ECG. We will prevent that MI. Assessment of the burns. Here the assessment of the burns is divided into 3: Palmer method, Wallace method, Wallace rule of 9 method, Lund and Bowder method. Okay, these 3 methods is to assessing the children with the burns. First we will discuss one by one. Palmer method. Here the Palmer method, the Palmer surface of the patient's hand from crease at the wrist to tip of the extended finger equals 1% of the patient's total body surface area. Like that way they are measuring the burns in children by assessing, by following a Farmer method. Next one is Wallace method, Wallace rule of 9 method. In this here they are how far the baby is having injured. According to the degrees of the burns, they are divided into the assessment of the burns according to the Wallace rule of 9. Here look at this image, whether the face and neck is having some burns, that time they are assessed for 18%. Okay, and then upper and then upper limbs both, here the upper arms is having damaged with the burns, each limb is having, they given 9% only. The front and then back is 18, and then 14 is lower limbs up to the feet itself. Okay, look at this image here, the body parts, arms including the head, they given the percentage is 9 each, both arms. Okay, anterior trunk of the body they given only 18%. Head and neck, how far they given 18%. And legs from including the feet they given how much, that is 14%. And posterior trunk of the body they given 18%. Okay, this is about the rule of 9 according to the Wallace. Okay, this is about assessment of the burns for children. And first aid for the burns, how we should treat immediately after any child is underwent the burns, means immediately to stop. Okay, stop, drop the ground and then roll, put into the put the fire out. Okay, you remove to stop immediately that fire agent, and you remove that put out the baby from that fire agent. Stop first one. Second one is remove all heat sources including cloths, nappies and then jewelries. And third one is cool, place burns under the running cool tap water for 20 minutes. Do not use ice. Okay, but just you use only cool water. Okay, and fourth one is cover, use a chilling film or cover and protective to the burns. Okay, to cover for particular burn area. Okay, this is about the first aid of the burns. What are the four steps? Stop, remove, cool and then cover. Okay, and next one is medical management. Here the medical management is divided here three phases of the burn injury, each requiring various levels of client's care. And there are three phases, that is emergent phase, intermediate phase and rehabilitative phase. Emergent phase, here this phase begins immediately at the time of the injury and ends with the restoration of capillary permeability. The main goal of this phase is to prevent hypovolemic shock and preserve vital organ functions. Okay, and methods used during this time are pre-hospital care and emergency room care. But what you should be given, main goal is for the emergency phase to prevent the hypovolemic shock and then preserve vital organ functions. Okay, that is emergency phase. And here the formula to calculate fluid and fluid requirement, here the Parkland formulas is there. Although there are a number of acceptable formulas for calculating fluid requirements, the Parkland formula is most often used. What is the formula? Parkland formula. According to the Parkland formula, for the total fluid requirement in 24 hours as follows. They given according to the Parkland formula, first 24 hours how they are given: 4 ml ringer lactate into total body surface area, that is percentage, into the body weight of the baby. Okay, that is the main formula. For example, here how far the baby total body surface area is involved. Okay, head and neck it is there 18%. Okay, here the how much here they are giving fluid means 4 ml linger lactate into the body weight. Okay, they are giving, and 50% is given first 8 hours and 50% is given next 16 hours. Okay, first 50% only they are given according to that first 8 hours. After that they given next 50% is lifelong lifeline, like 16 hours they are giving. Okay, this is about the formula of fluid requirement according to the Parkland formula, first according to 24 hours. Okay, Evian formula. Second one is Evian formula. First 24 hours is um, crystalloids and that is 1 ml per kg. Percentage is body surface area plus albumin at 1 ml per kg plus bones, how far it is damaged, plus 2000 ml of 5% dextrose they are giving. Okay, half covered at the first 8 hours and remaining half is second 16 hours they are given. And next 24 hours crystalloids at 0.5 ml per kg percentage of the bonds plus albumin at 0.5 ml per kg percentage, but that is 2000 ml of 5% dextrose they are giving. Okay, this is about the next 24 hours according to the Evian formulas. And next one is Brock formula. The Brock formula, it is first 24 hours is Hartmann's or ringer lactate. Here the ringer lactate mainly they are used for this Brockman formula. Here they are not using the colloids, that is here they are using colloids that is 2 ml per kg per percentage of body surface area. Okay, and next 24 hours albumin infusion at 0.3 to 0.5 ml per kg percent, and no more crystalloids they are using. Okay, in first 24 hours they are not using colloids. Okay, all of you clear? This is about the Brock formula. And next one is intermediate phase. First phase only, emergent phase only, we are starting the fluids, and intermediate phase it begins to 48 to 72 hours followed the burn injury. During this time the emphasis of placed on restore of the patient's capillary permeability, and the phase continues until the wound is totally closed. Okay, during the intermediate phase attention is given to remove the scars and other cellular debris from the burned area. Here the debridement, the process of removing of scars can be done placed in the clients in a tub or shower. Gently wash the burnt tissues away with a mild soap and then water, or by using of enzymes, substances that digest the burnt tissues. Okay, centile, that is collagens, is a important debriding agents for the burn wounds. Okay, this is the intermediate phase. Here what they are doing means remove the debridement areas. How for any skin peeled area, peeling, they are peel the tissues which is damaged. And here the in intermediate phase how far they are doing means the management is the hydrotherapy, that is cart shower, echo escoromy. Okay, escoromy, here this is a cool agents in this tub only they are giving, they are removing the debridement for that skin, damaged skin they are removed. Okay, and then dressings. Second one is dressing for the bone injury, they are using antiseptic or antibacterial dressing agents with that skin injured part. And third one is a biological dressing with that is fish graft, amniotic membrane grafting. This is the amnion. Here the second, this last image, amnion is there, amniotic membrane graft they are using. This is the fish grafting. Okay, they are here the controlling, how it is controlling, they are using a fish skin graft dressing. Okay, that is day 1, day 7, day 14, day 21, how it is healed. And then in intermediate phase only they are using potato peel dressing, and then placental peel dressing also they are using. Okay, recent so many methods is there, medications. Okay, for the burn management intermediate phase. And next third one is rehabilitative phase. Okay, in this stage being with a closure of the burns, and then ends when the client has reached the optimal level of function. Okay, functioning. In actually it being the day the client enters the hospital can continue for a lifetime. In the rehabilitative phase the focus in the helping the client to return to the pre-injured life. Here they are using the garments. okay, to prevent the contractions. Okay, they are using some rehabilitation purpose. The governments also is using, okay, to prevent the contractions, the neck contractions is there, okay, you prevent that. And next one is surgical management of the burns. Here the surgical management is skin grafting, that is split thickness grafting, full thickness grafting. Okay, next second one is next surgical intervention is microsurgery, that is free lab procedure, tissue expansion procedure. Look at this image, this is the skin grafting procedure. Okay, and coming to the nursing management, here the nursing first you should assess the assessment is there, that is primary assessment and then secondary assessment. Under the primary assessment you check for the airway, vital signs, neurological assessment, skin exposure, transport. And secondary assessment is history, lab investigations, wound care, pain and anxiety, fluid reconstruction. These are the steps you should follow under the assessment, primary assessment and then secondary assessment. And coming to the nursing diagnosis, here the first nursing diagnosis is ineffective airway clearance related to edema and effects of smoke inhalation as evidenced by the abnormal breathing, breath sounds and dyspnea, etc. The goal is to maintain patient or child airway and adequate airway clearance. That is the goal. And second nursing diagnosis is impaired gas exchange related to carbon monoxide poisoning, smoke inhalations and upper airway obstructions as evidenced by cyanosis, abnormal arterial pH is there. The goal is maintain patient airway and adequate airway clearance. And third nursing diagnosis is deficient fluid volume related to increased capillary permeability and evaporates loss from the burn wound as evidenced by the concentrated urine and decreased skin turgor is there. The goal is restore the optimal fluid and then electrolyte balance and perfusion of vital organs. Okay, this is about the goal of fluid volume deficit. And fourth one is hypothermia related to loss of skin micro circulation and open wound as evidenced by the body temperature below normal, cool pale skin is there. The goal is maintenance of adequate body temperature. And fifth nursing diagnosis is acute pain related to tissues and nerve injury as evidenced by the verbal explanation of patient, pain, scalp sores, etc. The goal is to control the pain. Next, sixth nursing diagnosis is anxiety related to fear and then emotional impact of burn injury as evidenced by irritability, feeling of inadequacy is there. Next goal, minimization of patients and then family anxiety. Next, fourth major goals that is related to the burn management. Here the main four major goals is there, that is prevention, institution of life-saving measures for severely burned persons. Next, third one is prevention of disability and disfigurement, and fourth one is rehabilitation. These four goals is majorly nurses should be followed. Okay, here the nursing practices priorities, how they are prioritizing the burn injuries. Maintain patient's airway, respiratory functions, restore hemodynamics, stability, circulating volume, and elevate pain, and then prevent infection, wound care, prevent complications, provide emotional support for patients, significant others. Okay, and finally provide information about condition, prognosis and the treatment. These are the priorities should be followed by the nurses. And here the priorities should be maintained, that is scar management, should apply the proper antibacterial or antibacterial agents, and pressure garments should use these pressure garments to prevent the contractures. And the next one is silicone gel. Here the silicone gels are using for the treatment of this burns. Okay, this is about the management. And complications of the burns, that is infections, low blood volume, dangerously low body temperature, compartment syndrome, and breathing problems, that is in the inhalation burns injury, scarrings, bone and joint problems, shock, heat exhaustion and heat stroke is there. These are the complications of the burns. All of you clear? And next one is prevention of burns. Here new technology is there, that is the cell technology. They are pouring the cells over the damaged area, okay, where the burn is there. Yeah. Here look at this image. Here the before and after ReCell therapy. Here how it is healed, okay. And next one is prevention of burns, that is strata graft. Here they are using grafting, that is strata grafting. Here they are removing the skin peel and then they are applying the damaged area, and they are using for this. This is autograft, okay. They self graft only they are using, okay. This is about the burns. All of you clear? What is burns? Because of some tissue injury caused by the contact with the five chemicals and chemicals and then radiation, the damage is there. I said no. Degrees of the burns: first degree, second degree, third degree burns, and then pathophysiology according to the local response and then systemic response you should write that, okay. All of you clear about burns? I hope everybody is understand.